Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCT.
Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another Monster Jam OCT Before the Shelf review video. It is one of those really special review days where we actually get to preview a series, a brand new exclusive series for the first time. And today is the Zombie Invasion series, the replacement of the Fire and Ice series as we know it, with the new zombified and also hunter trucks, which you'll see in the future, very soon actually, the hunter trucks. But the singles packs for this specific thematic series are the zombies. And also, I must admit, I actually prefer this series more than the Fire and Ice trucks. And that's crazy because Fire and Ice was amazing, don't get me wrong, but the amount of time and detail and graphics work that went into these trucks and design and everything from packaging to the actual diecast trucks is just beyond. I think these are the best trucks as far as graphics and effort goes into making graphics that we have ever received in a diecast form for a series. That's my opinion. You can let me know what you think about this, but I think that most people will agree with that statement. So today we have the first 4 of Mix 1 of the Zombie Invasion singles packs. And like I said, the singles packs will only be zombies. And the reason it was done like this is because the designer for these trucks, you've heard me say his name before, Neil Vandenberg, he wanted a series that was, realistic. And the fact that in zombie movies and comics, the zombies are always much more in terms of like a size of a population than the people who are surviving the apocalypse or the hunters. So when they designed this series to be a conflict series, so a versus series like Fire versus Ice, zombie versus hunters, he especially requested that it would be something of this type. So he wanted it to originally just be zombies, but then they decided to progress into a thematic. But I actually like the conflict themes. I do enjoy the idea of having just a zombie theme, but then again, there has to be some sort of resolve in this world of zombies. So the hunters have been limited to just the double packs. So there definitely is a intentional and permanent disconnection from the two teams. There's not going to be an even balance. It's going to be an outrun team of hunters versus this giant horde of zombies. Like in the movies, like in the comics, like in The Walking Dead, for instance. Those kinds of things are purposeful, and I think it's a brilliant idea. Really, it's a really cool concept. And also, I think it keeps the hunters trucks really unique. But then again, it did exhaust some of the designs for the zombies. Although the designs for these zombies are all great. There's a couple that I am skeptical of, like Blue Thunder, still to this day until I see a final product. These are all perfect. These are brilliant designs. So with enough talking done in the way of this review, we're going to start here with Northern Nightmare. Unfortunately, it is my least favorite of the set that we have here today. But that is not a knock on the design. It's actually still one of the coolest ones that they have announced and released. So this is the Northern Nightmare, and people were wondering, the original artwork showed the new cab tooling for Northern Nightmare. It is the same pickup truck single cab tooling as we've had before. Unfortunately, they did not do the new tooling, but this is the Northern Nightmare, and you can see the packaging is just extremely detailed. It has all this green, kind of like the sores of the zombies' wounds on there. You can see the Zombie Invasion logo. You can see it's actually the zombie logo, and they just made it green, and they added more letters to it. That's pretty cool. You can see this green kind of slimy, cracking ground with a huge zombie horde in the background. There is the Northern Nightmare zombie logo. It is instead of a leaf, it is a zombie's hand. I love the creative minds behind this design and idea. So there it is there. You can see the colors for it as well. And of course, it's a special edition to Walmart. I think I received early samples. These should have Walmart stickers and an authentic sticker, but these are my samples, so they might just be early ones. And then the back of the box, we have all of the international wording, but we also have the top of the card, which actually features all of the trucks on there with the Megalodon Zombie, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior, Pirate's Curse, and Northern Nightmare, and then some more card art, which I absolutely love. Look at those really crazy looking zombies with the glowing eyes. So there it is. And I really did not want to destroy this card, so I can actually show you the detail of it. So you can see the ground, the detail of the slime and the zombie horde in the background. Just an amazing artwork illustration that they did for it. One of the best, if not probably the best card art illustrations yet. So I love it. You guys know I love the details, and that's definitely one of them. And here is the insert card. It has kind of a weathered look to it, and it has some slime on the edge on this side. And that's that. So that's Northern Nightmare. And here is the truck. So the truck, the star of the show, the first zombie truck that we're reviewing on this channel. And the standard setup for the zombie invasion, as far as something that will always be continuous throughout the series, I believe will be a black chassis for sure, because I've seen all of them with black chassis, and these specific tires and splatter colors. So these kind of highlighter green tires with these green specks. I can't tell. I think these specks are actually inside of the rubber itself. These aren't paint, but these specks will all be part of the standardized colors and stuff. I also think all of them have a green transparent windshield. But besides that, this was a collector request and popular opinion. The Fire and Ice trucks, actually wrong one to show. The Fire and Ice trucks all had the same chassis, same tires, rims, roll cage, and windshield colors permanently. They all had the same ones, and this was something that kind of got stale. Even I agree. They should have changed it up with some different colors over time, but they definitely thought about that this time around, and they did change the colors around for the zombie trucks. You won't see it until I get to Megalodon, but there is a different roll cage color and rim color that they used, and other ones have different variations as well. But Fire and Ice was limited to these specific colors. I mean, you had a fire chassis and rims and tires, and you had an ice chassis, rims, and tires. This time around, you only have a specific tire color, chassis color, and windshield color. That allows for two things to be changed, not only, well, three: the body, the roll cage, and the rims. So thank you for doing that, Spin Master. That definitely was a help in this this collecting. I think that it helps keep the line a little fresh and, you know, different in terms of what it looks like all the time. So anyway, here are the graphics for the Northern Nightmare. The gray does get a little washed out. Hopefully you guys can see these hands. Of course, the leaves that are normally on Northern Nightmare are being made up of hands instead of the maple leaves of Canada. And then we have some green goo, which you'll notice that's a theme that all the trucks kind of have. They have these green goo spots. And this one actually has red magma looking goo. And then you can see the big maple leaf has been replaced by a giant hand. And then we have some red hands. Really creepy. It's a really creepy artwork, but I love it. And then you have a gray leaf, or I'm sorry, a gray hand now instead of a gray leaf on the hood there, with the Northern Nightmare logo and some goo splashing up. And then the roof has the hand again with the 2012 Freestyle Champion logo and the Monster Jam World Finals logo. There's that cool transparent green windshield. And there's that side panel, more hands, and then the Monster Jam logo. The tailgate still has monsterjamcanada.ca, and then we have the tailgate actual logo, more hands. Again, the graphics on this one are hard to see. Hopefully my camera does a better job of brightening them up. From my point of view, reviewing this back here, it's a little hard for me to see the gray, but I do definitely see the red. And there's that side panel. And then for some reason, I'm not sure why, but most of them, if not all of these that I have today, don't have headlights. I'm not sure why they decided not to do them. Maybe it's just not to ruin the artwork. I really don't know, but you can see the headlights are missing from this edition, but they do have the black grille printed in there and the monsterjamcanada.ca. And then it has a yellow roll cage with a black chassis, the black rims, and the speckled green and highlighter yellow tires. So anyway, that's the Northern Nightmare. And actually quickly to compare it, just to get it out of the way, here is the Northern Nightmare Ice Edition that just came out in 2020 this year. As you can tell, the leaves are actually the same because they were designed to be the same. This is obviously a different thematic series, but they have released 2 editions of Northern Nightmare in the 2 thematic series. That's pretty cool. So now we have 2 versions of Northern Nightmare for a special edition series. And I honestly actually prefer the Northern Nightmare Zombie. So there is Team Zombies Northern Nightmare. One more thing I want to point out, and it's kind of weird. I wish they would have done it. I wish they would have a Monster Jam Zombie logo and a Monster Jam Hunter logo. But this time around, it's just a normal Monster Jam logo. So you can see there, it's different than the Team Ice and Fire, which had their own specialized logos. But there is Monster Jam on there. And next up is the Pirate's Curse. And we've already looked at the box, so we'll just get right into this one by unboxing it right now. And the Pirate's Curse truck, one of the Honestly, one that I did not like originally, and it actually has grown on me completely since then. There's the Pirate's Curse logo. It's got some blood to it, and the green, pretty cool. And here it is itself, the Pirate's Curse zombie, one of the skeptical ones again. Actually, I saw a lot of people saying, why would they do Pirate's Curse? It's already a skeleton. But, you know, they did a skeleton zombie for the Encore, and I think that it has definitely been redeemed by how cool this face is. Check this detail out. So here's the face. You can see the skull is cracked up. The eye is like a glowing green. They have a red eye patch on it, some green goo at the top, a bloody... just a blood-covered mouth. That's really a sinister look. I love it. And then it has some green on the chin, a green sword, and a green, well, two green swords, one green dagger, I guess you could say, one green sword. And then it has the hand painted in still. Thank you so much for continuing to do that detail. Some big cracks in the skull there. Blood on the jacket. Hard to see. You hopefully are seen on camera. And then some green and yellow spatter. There's the Pirate's Curse logo. I'm not sure why it's red on the truck and green on the package, but there's a green version on the package and a red version on the jacket. But I prefer actually the full red on the jacket. It stands out much better. And then it has the standard red bandana, but I think it looks cool matching the red eye patch. And then the button on the jacket, you have the Monstrum logo. Some blood on the tailgate with more spatter. And then this side has some more spatter on the jacket, more cracking in the skull, and then a green hook to match his other green accessories. Then a green windshield, a black hat, same black hat that they had before. And then you have the same chassis and actually exact same stuff as the Northern Nightmare had. So there's the speckled green style tires. But that face is such an awesome addition to this truck. And it is definitely much better than the Fire Pirate's Curse that they had in 2019. Outstanding. It's just 10 times, 100 times better than the Fire Pirate's Curse. And I have decided to go with Megalodon as the next review. I think my favorite out of this set is definitely Mohawk Warrior, so we're actually going to do the Zombie Megalodon next, and you are checking out the first edition of the new roll cage color, so let's unbox it and check it out. So here it is, the Zombie edition of Megalodon, a very popular truck, one of the most popular on the fleet. And there's the logo with the red and the green highlighter goo around it. And Megalodon, honestly, Megalodon had a pretty cool addition in Fire and Ice with the Fire Megalodon. It was definitely a fan favorite, but I think Zombie Megalodon is also super cool and definitely better than Fire. All of these have been so far better than their Fire and Ice counterparts, which is kind of crazy, but there it is, the Zombie Megalodon. You can see it has giant wounds and sores on it. Everything has been changed to a green and yellow tone. It has these green fins, which are actually much more rubbery than previous editions, so that's pretty cool. And you can see the mouth, the gums are red, and the teeth. And then we have the red eyeball. And then the gills have been kind of ripped open. A lot of gruesome details. I love that they're doing this, and it's surprising to see it, but it's really cool. And then you have some yellow spatter up on the top, dorsal fin, I think that's what they call that. And then a red roll cage. This breaks up the color palette as we've been seeing it so far. So the difference, you can see now red roll cage instead of yellow and bright lime green rims instead of black. So that's the only one in this review that has a different style. And then we have the hood here with the sores and wounds again. Some green spatter and yellow spatter, kind of hard to see it, but it is there. And then this side panel has even more detail. So here's this side panel, but this one really has a lot of wounds on it. You can see up here, and then blood coming off the mouth. And then we have a lot more, or many more wounds on this side. And then the roof doesn't really have anything, but you would expect a shark to be fighting with its mouth area. So obviously the head here has a lot of wounds, and then its sides are going to have a lot of wounds. I couldn't really say if sharks get a lot of wounds in their top of their bodies. So that kind of makes sense to me. And the only thing that's really out of place here, I would say, are the fins. The fins are bright lime green. I would have said to them, if I was designing this, I think that the yellow fins would have worked better than bright lime green. But you know what? It does add a little more depth to the color. So there it is, the Zombie Megalodon for 2020. And the last zombie invasion truck for this review of Mix 1, which is the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior Zombie. So let's unbox it. And I have to say, I loved the Fire Mohawk Warrior, especially the one that was in real life All-Star Challenge. So here's Great Clips Mohawk Warrior Zombies logo. And here is the Great Clips Mohawk Warrior Fire. This was actually the first time we ever saw a forward-facing Mohawk from Spin Master, but this one was specially molded to look like Fire. and they made this into a real-life truck. They also put it into the Steel Titans video game. This was a great, simple, but effective truck. It's one of my favorite Fire and Ice trucks, but I must say, without a doubt, this is much better than the Fire one. The Great Clips Mohawk Warrior is insanely cool. Also, it's using the new 2020 forward-facing accurate Mohawk as they're using with the singles packs and Reveal the Steel. So here's the standard one released the same year, and here is the zombie edition with the zombified George Belhan face on the side. And you can see he has basically decayed down. The face is just so awesome. It almost looks like the green zombie, biker zombie that we had at the Encore at World Finals. I think it's 16 now or 15, but one of those two. So you can see there, right there, we have the face, and then the sunglasses are still there. Lots of wounds and sores. The teeth, I want to mention the teeth, how crazy that looks. A lot of blood and spatter. We have the tribal pinstriping there still, the Monster Jam logo, and then we have the Mohawk Warrior logo in that color with the Great Clips above it. And check out the roof. I love this detail. The brain is cracked open, but the Mohawk is still flying up there. A lot of blood coming out of there, but we have the Mohawk with the green to yellow gradient. I like that they changed it up from the frosted tips look. So we had originally the frosted tips, as they call them, with the orange to yellow. This time we have a half and half Mohawk with a gradient in the middle of that. So just an awesome creative look at it. And then the Great Clips logo with the tribal pinstriping on the hood there. The one thing I want to knock them for is not doing grill printing of any kind. It's usually something we see Spin Master do, so it's crazy to see them not do it. Even the Fire and Ice edition, or the Fire edition, had grill printing, specialized color, by the way. But for some reason, Northern Nightmare and Mohawk Warrior did not receive, Northern Nightmare received grill printing, like the actual grill grate, but not headlights. Mohawk Warrior did not receive either. Not sure why that happened, but it did. Besides that, that will complete the review, and I've gone way farther over than the time limit I wanted to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed. It is the first edition of this series, so I don't mind going a little longer with this video. Again, comment below, let them know your feedback, let them know your opinions, what you guys think about them, and I will see you guys next time. This is Ryan or Monster Jam OCD, signing out.